You were taught that the harder you work, the faster you will become rich. You were told that you need to give 100% of your capacity to achieve the life you want. But the truth is, the system doesn't work that way. Money and wealth are not things that can be earned through physical effort alone. Because money works with energy, not logic. No matter how much you work, if you can't tune into the right frequency, wealth will never come to you. Beyond work, an inner transformation, a frequency adjustment is required. If money isn't flowing into your life right now, it's not just because you're doing something wrong, but because there's programming in your subconscious that's limiting you. But don't worry, because this can change. The truth is, you didn't click on this video by accident. A part of you knows that money isn't just paper, numbers, or work points. Money is energy. And right now, it's either flowing toward you, or completely away from you. Not because of laziness, bad luck, or because you don't deserve it. There's just one thing: your frequency. Money doesn't care about effort. It doesn't reward hard work. It doesn't come to the desperate. Money reflects you, your core beliefs, your hidden programming, and the emotional meaning you assign to it. If money is chaotic, scarce, or disappears the moment it comes into your hands, it's not because you're doing something wrong, it's because you're programmed incorrectly. Because your parents were stressed about bills, and you went through systems that don't teach wealth in schools, these programs are still running in your subconscious. Write this down somewhere. Money responds to energy, not logic. You can have all the degrees, work 18 hours a day, and want it more than anything. But if your frequency says, "I don't have enough," the universe listens and acts accordingly. Right now, you're tuned into one of two channels, scarcity or abundance. And the truth is, understanding the difference between scarcity and abundance, whichever channel you're stuck in, that channel is running your life. But the good news is, you're not stuck. This isn't permanent. This isn't fate. You can reset your frequency, change your energy field. And here's your step-by-step guide to making wealth flow to you like oxygen, effortlessly, automatically, continuously. Before diving in, write "I'm attracting money" in the comments section. Now, let's begin discovering how to turn the wealth game in your favor. Here's something almost no one tells you. Money isn't earned, it's allowed. And until you heal that core wound, the one whispering, "I'm not worthy of wealth," nothing will be permanent. Not budgets, not effort, not manifestation techniques. Here's the key. Money is energy, and your energy is your code. It's time to shatter the illusion. Money isn't a thing, it's a frequency. It isn't earned, it's given. It isn't achieved through effort, it aligns. It's permitted, and it's reflected back to you according to your inner state. And until you understand this, you'll keep playing a rigged game that dooms you to burnout. What they never taught you is this: money is not backed by gold, it is not backed by a fixed value. It is backed by one thing: belief, our collective agreement. That is the system. Belief is energy, a contract. Just like the observer effect in quantum physics, your beliefs turn potential into reality. Do you think money is hard? Here comes that version. Do you think money flows easily to you? Now, you've closed that window. The field tunes into the frequency. Your subconscious mind sets that frequency, and 90% of it is programmed before you even learn to speak. Read that again. That's why working hard alone isn't enough. That's why people work 12-hour shifts and still feel poor. That's why someone who puts in less effort, but has cleaner energy accumulates wealth without breaking a sweat. Because it's not about doing more, it's about being in harmony. Without harmony there is no flow. It's that simple and that dangerous, if you ignore it. See, money isn't real. It hasn't taken root in nature. It's not a divine law. It's paper, numbers, a belief system with a perfect brand. And yet this illusion controls your life. It controls how you start your day, how safe you feel in your own body, how valuable you feel as a human being. Why? Because from childhood onward, you've been hypnotized into believing that money equals survival, success, and value. And now, without realizing it, you're serving something you merely believe in. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a fundamental spiritual law. Money is belief made physical. Now, let me show you how deep this spell goes. If every person on earth woke up tomorrow and said, "Money has no value," the system would collapse instantly. Banks would disappear. Credit would vanish. This has already happened several times. In Germany in the 1920s, In Zimbabwe in the 2000s, people were burning piles of cash just to stay warm, not because they lost money, but because the belief system collapsed. And here's the part they never tell you. This belief system is not neutral, it is deceptive. You have been programmed to believe that money is hard to earn, easy to lose, and only belongs to the lucky or the ruthless. Why? Because if they keep you in scarcity, they can keep you compliant. This is not just about banks and governments, it is a spiritual war. Now, let's get a bit more esoteric, because words have power. Let's look at the word money. It comes from the Latin root cura, which means to flow, to rise. Money was always meant to be movement, energy, circulation. So, what happens if your inner connections are based on scarcity? You block the flow, you push money away, without even realizing it. No matter how smart you are, how hard you work or how much you want it. And somewhere along the way, everything was taken over. Money ceased to be a flow and became control. Governments, corporations, institutions, they took the fluid and froze it. They turned energy into a chain. They built a system that appears to be freedom, but holds your soul like a leash. Debt is not an accident, it is a design. They told you to get an education to be successful, but in reality, they gave you a repayment cycle that will last for years. You're trading your time. You're not working for a salary, not to live freely, but just to survive within others' rules. That's the spell, the illusion. And here's the harsh truth. It's not money that enslaves you, it's how you're made to feel about it. The real magic trick wasn't on paper, it was in the belief system embedded in your nervous system. The feeling of I'll never be enough, the feeling of I have to work until I'm allowed to stop, the feeling of my worth is measured by my productivity. But here's what they fear most. If you take back your beliefs, you take back your power. Because you were never born to bow down to money. You came here to use it as a tool. Money is not a god. You were born to flow, not to fear, chase or struggle for the crumbs a system gives you. Your real job is not just to earn more. It is to escape the trap entirely, to shatter that invisible structure in your subconscious, to destroy the structure that tells you you are only valuable when you suffer. No, you were created for abundance, and now, it is time to return to it. Here's the secret you were never taught. Money loves movement. It thrives in circulation. It dies in fear. When you hoard in panic, you're not protecting your future. You're casting a spell of scarcity. You're sending the universe a single clear, loud signal. I don't trust the flow. I don't believe more will come. And the universe reflects that exact frequency back to you. Because this is the law. What is inside is also outside. What is above is also below. Your inner state transforms into your outer bank account. If you feel secure and abundant, money flows freely. If you feel stuck, hoard, or stressed, money disappears. Because money is not just a number, it is a flow. It is energy in motion. There is a reason it is called a currency. It is meant to flow. But when you spend with intention, give with confidence, and invest out of abundance rather than fear, you activate the flow. Because money is not meant to be locked away in vaults. It is meant to move and circulate. And what was the biggest lie you were told? That you had to save everything, never spend anything, and hold on to your money tightly, energetically. This is like holding your breath until you faint. Money is like oxygen. You take it in, you give it out, you breathe it in, you breathe it out. You can't just take, you can't just hoard, you have to move it. Wealth isn't activated by what you hold on to. It's activated by what you let go of with confidence. Because wealth isn't a thing, it's a circuit. Circuits only work when they're open. The moment you open that flow, the system responds when? Immediately. Now I want to introduce you to someone. His name is Eric. He's not real, but he could be. Because part of him is you. Eric is 49 years old, a plumber running his own business. He's been doing this for 22 years. He's the guy they call when the ceiling collapses, when the pipes burst at 3 a.m., when no one answers the phone. Eric does his job. He's not lazy. He's not stupid. He's not careless. He shows up early. He works for low pay. He does the right thing every time. But he's still poor, chasing bills, trying to survive on his paycheck, still telling himself it's just a slow season. But the truth is, Eric isn't just tired. He's energetically bankrupt. He's not just drained from work, but also from the spell he has to carry. maybe the same spell you're carrying right now. If I don't fight, I don't deserve the money. If I raise my rates, no one will hire me. If I finally succeed, something bad will happen. Eric doesn't just fix pipes. He solves everyone's problems, because deep down, he never learned how to solve his own. He learned that being a good man means self-sacrifice, that wanting more is selfishness, that earning real money would turn him into someone people hate. And so, instead of rising, he shrinks. He calls it humility, but it's actually fear wearing the mask of virtue. This fear has been passed down to him like a family heirloom, from men who died poor and were praised for working until the end. Eric doesn't know that money is energy. For him it's a punishment, something he can only earn by bleeding, crawling, collecting water in basements. Every time he gets a little ahead, bang, a random bill, a broken faucet, a slow week, a fine. But it's not random, it's a pattern. His nervous system is programmed for one thing: survival, not excess, not expansion, not peace. Because deep down in Eric's subconscious, he made a decision he doesn't remember. If I have more, I'll lose myself. If I stop fighting, no one will need me. If I take what I'm worth, I'll be alone. And so he keeps his prices the same, says yes, even when he doesn't want to, and notices that nothing has changed. But the truth is, Eric isn't broken, he's just running old codes. The scenarios in his subconscious are codes passed down from generation to generation, and accepted without question. And if you don't rewrite that code, nothing will change. Neither income will increase, nor customers will change, nor will the struggle end. Because ultimately, no matter what step you take, the same internal software will still be controlling you. No matter how hard you try, no matter what strategy you test, as long as you don't touch that old belief system, the results will remain the same. The cycle will continue, just like in Eric's life. No matter how hard Eric works, his energy still screams, "Please don't give me a chance to succeed. I don't know who I am without suffering." If this sounds familiar to you, there's a reason, because you've experienced the same things. You've worn the same armor, told yourself the same story. But here's the power. The spell only works as long as it stays in the subconscious. Now you see it, feel it, know it. The pattern has emerged. The story isn't over. Not for Eric, not for you. Awareness breaks the spell, and conscious choices begin to erase that old code. The truth is, you weren't born with a scarcity mindset. You inherited it. This belief wasn't yours. It was given to you. And it started at a very early age. Remember the words you heard as a child when you asked for something small. "We can't afford it. Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to be content with what you have." These words were not innocent. They were code. They were instructions that settled into your subconscious, etched into your nervous system, shaping you. And with each repetition, your body received the same message. Money is hard. Money is scarce. Wanting more is wrong. By the time you were 7, the money pattern in your mind was already set. But this pattern was based not on universal truths, but on fears, a sense of lack, and others' unresolved traumas. Then came the school system. No one taught you about abundance, the energy of receiving, or inner worth. They taught you to sit still, memorize, submit, and trade your time for money. They taught you to follow rules, ask permission, and earn things. They raised you for obedience, not freedom. And then another layer entered the mix, influenced by belief systems. The love of money is the root of all evil. The poor are blessed. God and money cannot coexist. But the truth is, money is neither good nor evil. It is neutral. It merely amplifies who you are. If you are greedy, money reflects that. If you are generous, money benefits the world through you. But here's where the system comes into play. If you fear that money will corrupt you, you will never try to become wealthy. If you consider poverty a virtue, you will take pride in submitting. This sustains the system, because poor people are easier to control. And then social media comes into play. You see everyone else succeeding, growing, and thriving, but you only feel inadequate, left behind, inadequate, unsuccessful. The burden grows heavier like an internal debt. This is no longer motivation. It's an invisible debt accumulating inside you. Every comparison, every notification, every "why am I still not there" feeling, all of it is etched into your template. And whether you realize it or not, this template is creating your current material reality. But here's the good news. Everything that's programmed can be reprogrammed. And now it's time to dive a little deeper. There's a truth that mystics have known for centuries. Energy flows only into balanced containers. If the container is too small, cracked, or made of fear, energy won't nourish you, it will shatter you. That's why some people attract money, but can't hold on to it. They get raises, inheritances, big wins. Then everything falls apart. They overspend, ruin their businesses, sabotage themselves. Why? Because the inner vessel isn't ready. The inner system can't handle the abundance. Just like how 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt within 5 years, or how 78% of NFL players lose their fortunes. These people, who reached the top through years of discipline, sacrifice and hard work, suddenly can't handle the large sums of money that come into their hands. Because the issue isn't just about making money, but about building the inner infrastructure to carry it. And here Eric reappears. He still lives by the same old codes. He doesn't know his worth. He considers it a virtue to be a good person, everyone's man, and not to ask for too much. But every time he tries to rise, a voice inside pulls him back. If I earn too much, I'll become a bad person. If I take more, I'll end up alone. If I'm not needed, who am I? And so he keeps returning to the same cycle. He keeps his prices low. He says yes when he should say no. He stays in place instead of moving forward. But Eric isn't broken. He's just a product of a system running on old codes. And as long as those codes don't change, nothing will change. Because real change doesn't start with strategy. It starts with frequency. That is, with your internal software. From the outside, everything may seem perfect. A good job, a steady income, perhaps even recognized achievements. But inside, a different story may be unfolding. Because true abundance isn't just about the numbers in your bank account. The real issue is how that money is held in your life, how you can carry it. And the harsh truth is this: many people aren't failing to become wealthy, they're failing to carry wealth, because the energy field is cracked, scattered, or completely unprotected. If you have beliefs like being rich is dangerous, money brings problems, or if I succeed, I'll be alone, that you're not even aware of, your energy won't hold money in your life. Just like a system with weak insurance burning out under high voltage, when a large amount of money or sudden success comes along, the system collapses. That's why simply wanting to be wealthy isn't enough. You need to build an inner structure that can carry that wealth. Because if money is energy, then your energy field is its container. And if that container is cracked, the light inside will not magnify you, it will explode you. This is not a punishment, it is feedback. The system does not punish you, it simply shows you that you are not ready. Because money doesn't fix who you are, it only amplifies who you are. If there is fear inside you, it grows. If there is guilt, shame, or worthlessness, money amplifies these even more. That's why you need to strengthen your energy field first. So what does this mean? It means calling back your vibration as soon as you wake up in the morning. It means closing your own space before even looking at your phone. Standing quietly and saying from your center, I am calling back my energy. I am closing all leaks. I am safe to receive. I am ready to carry more. Just this alone changes your frequency. The next step, materialize your value. Don't just work. Treat your time as sacred. Raise your rates. Say no to people who drain you. Distance yourself from environments that devalue your presence. Because your energy is currency. That's real money. Then change your belief system. You can't create a wealthy life with a poor mindset. Instead of saying, I can't afford this, say wealth is flowing toward me. When I spend money, it comes back multiplied. My value increases every day. I am confidently open to receiving more. It may feel fake at first, but the subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between a statement and a command. Whatever you say, it accepts as truth. Fourth step, clean up your surroundings. The space you live in is the physical reflection of your subconscious. If your surroundings are messy, your mind is losing strength. Tidy up your desk. Simplify your room. Let go of the unnecessary. Even place something sacred nearby. Because the energy flow in your home determines how money will flow into your life. And finally, create your nighttime ritual. Before falling asleep, Turn off all distractions. Close your eyes and repeat these words to yourself. I did enough today. I trust the process. I let go of control. I accept. Imagine yourself as a free and peaceful version of yourself. No pretension, just freedom. Instead of waking up in a hurry in the morning, you start the day with a deep breath. You do what you love. You don't need money because you are in harmony with it. This is the true transformation. It's not about trying to be more of something, but about meeting the wholeness you already are. Wealth comes not when you take on a role, but when you align with your true self. Because inner harmony calls forth outer abundance. And this journey begins not with strategy, but with energy. By turning inward, by being silent, by feeling, and finally, by fully embracing this statement with your heart. Without a self capable of holding wealth, wealth does not come. But I choose to be that self. This journey is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to your true self before the world diminished you, suppressed you. Once upon a time you were brave, free and full of dreams. Then they told you that struggle is sacred, pain is normal, and wealth is only for the lucky few. But now the ritual to reverse this fate begins, your return to your power, peace and wealth. And if no one has ever told you this before, let me tell you, you are allowed to rise. And this time you are not alone. A harsh truth: most people never feel wealthy because they don't know how to see it. They define wealth only in terms of money, numbers, bank accounts, yet this is the lowest vibration of abundance. True wealth is surviving a danger unscathed, receiving a helping hand out of the blue, escaping a destructive client at the last moment, or having your life saved by an accidental delay. When you fail to recognize these as wealth, you unconsciously reject the energy of abundance, because the source does not only pay in money, it also rewards you with time, peace of mind, health, a change of direction, and people. If you only seek wealth in your wallet, you will remain spiritually poor, because abundance first manifests itself in invisible dimensions. And if you only recognize cash, you will miss the miracles that come your way. If life is offering you invisible treasures but you're still upset because the money hasn't come, this is the most toxic form of mental poverty. Open your eyes, because every abundance you recognize expands, while those you ignore shrink. The universe is waiting. Are you really paying attention? Therefore, transform your frequency not just by thinking, but through ritual. Here are 3 simple yet powerful practices. 1. Circulation spell. You need to circulate money, not hold on to it. Consciously give a small amount, perhaps $10, to someone without expecting anything in return. Buy someone a coffee, leave a tip anonymously. But as you do so, say, "This is proof that I trust the flow." Money circulates and comes back multiplied. This shows the universe that you are not afraid, but in control. 2. Receipt ritual. Take a receipt, but it doesn't have to be mandatory. It should be from a purchase that made you happy. Write the following on the back: "Money returns to me easily and multiplies." Put it in your wallet. Every time you see it, send this message to your subconscious: I am the source. Money flows from me, not to me. 3. Overflow envelope. Put 5–10% of every income into a special envelope. Not for emergencies, not to spend, because you're telling your subconscious, "This isn't my last money. I come from abundance." This physical proof transforms your identity from surviving to overflowing. These practices aren't magic, they're signals. You're telling your subconscious, "I'm no longer operating out of fear but out of confidence." Because thought is intention, but ritual is vibration. This is where Neville Goddard comes in. His teaching is radical. Your imagination is God. Your assumptions create reality. You are not a victim, you are the cause. Reality is the external reflection of your inner assumptions. Your external world, your bank account, your relationships, your opportunities, is a mirror of what you accept as natural inside. Neville's most powerful technique is this: at night, consciously change the events of the day. Imagine someone who treated you badly praising you. See a missed opportunity as accepted. Transform a moment you feared into peace. Because the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between reality and fantasy. If you emotionally revise your memory, the system accepts it as reality. If you repeat it enough, external reality must align with it. But here's the key point. Your belief must change. Reality only changes where you believe it to. And that's why most people fail, because they dream for 2 days, then look at their bank account and say, it's not working. But the universe is asking, do you believe what you see or what you know? This isn't a test of patience, it's a test of direction. If you're determined, the world aligns. You're now at your leap moment. It's time to leave your old identity behind. Wanting more isn't selfishness. If you don't deserve it, who does? This isn't about attracting wealth. It's about becoming the kind of person who can hold on to it. And yes, that's you. Write down now, I am wealthy, now not later, not when you feel it, right now, because the subconscious doesn't wait. It responds to clear and bold declarations. If this content resonated with you, hit the like button so the algorithm knows this information is valuable. Subscribe, because you're no longer seeking superficial motivation, you want the truth. Your ascent begins now. Thank you for taking the time. See you on the next timeline.